And then we're going to, oh, we're live. I am going to push that screen down as well, just to verify. Cheryl is always checking just to make sure everything is cool. And if it's not, we always come on early so we can log back out if we have to, and then do a restart if any of the features are
Still
not
just says upcoming.
working. Okay. Oh, I just went live again.
Oh,
I just went live again. There. The first part didn't get recorded.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
And we just got the notification. So it's live now.
Okay.
We just got the notification. So
There. So we're off here.
We're good.
We're good. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, day 2 and we're already excelling. Harold, are you okay? So again, this being said, that I'm going to put this down for a sec, and I'm going to tilt this down here. Right on. Okay. So yeah. So I mean, oh God, we're really low today, aren't we? Everything is on the floor today, except I will show a modification on the very first exercise if being on the floor is not where you're at. And there, again, will be modifications through the base program. If we put you into something, say like an elevated pose while you're doing chest and you think, ugh, you know what, I can't hold high bridge right now, you can just roll back down on the floor and just kind of do a floor press as well. So always modifying, but we also want to put in some different stuff too. So we're not just always doing the exact same chest press, pec fly, all that different stuff, right? So there's some variety. I like today, and I think they're going to like it too, because we have some chest core combos. So we'll do a big hard chest and then that exercise for core, and then we'll get back to chest again. We've set our weights down onto the floor. It's a little bit more convenient. I am going to grab the bands as well, right? For those of you that are with us often, you will hear repeater stuff. And I'm going to do one of those things right now because I'm going to talk about the bands. And somebody from our last platform had such a better idea than I've ever had over 20 years. Because what I did was I always put a knot in the center of my band to shorten it. But when it was behind me, I would feel the knot in my back. But you know me, I'm a sucker for pain. So I never kind of figured a different way. And then this person was like, that's not comfortable. Is it okay if what we do instead is pull our bands? Because if you have the handles, you pull the band through a little bit further and then not here. And that's brilliant because then you don't have a knot in your back. I will be doing my original knot in the back only because these things do not move well on these bands. These are like older bands, so they don't slide really. So a couple different options. I'm going to put a small knot in here. I'm going to do the first exercise with bands, and then I'm going to grab dumbbells. Chest is probably my most favorite muscle group to work. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. And bands for chest, they work really well. Yeah. Yep. You just have to make sure that the band is short enough or that it has enough tension in it, right? Because as you come down to the floor, you're going to lose a lot of tension. So getting on the platform a little bit earlier, if you want to start to tinker around with your bands a little bit, just to make sure then when you do laybacks that they feel like they're giving you enough work. Okay. So again, if you want to test it out, for those of you that are working bands, just give a lay down, right? There's that knot right in my back. And then see how that feels. Okay. A little bit of a test run. That's the thing with the bands. You need to take sometimes a little bit more time because I know what a 17.5 dumbbell is going to feel like. I don't necessarily know what this is going to feel like before I actually get into it. Okay, perfect. So that being said, we're already on day 2. People are still having trouble with comments. So I've actually put a comment in our section on the live. People are able to comment after the video. Some are able to comment on the lives. Some are not. Yeah. I'm going to post Bridget's comment today. So she figured out a way to actually post comments. I'm not sure if it's actually a live comment or an after the fact comment, but I am going to put that up because she figured out how to comment. So we'll share that. Those people are much smarter than us. Yeah. If they know how to do this, yeah. Perfect. Help us. Just help. We have no shame. We have no shame asking for help. Okay. The first exercise, we don't even have running shoes on today because we're not doing anything standing, which is amazing. But the first exercise you may want to do standing. It's one of Cheryl's Least favorite exercises,
Only because of my elbow.
only because she has a cranky elbow.
Yeah.
So she's going to do some modifications on her knees. It is the push-up. Okay. And it's a standard push-up. I'm not going to ask you to go super narrow or super wide. You can choose whatever push-up works best for you as a person. I like going a little bit wider with mine. I'm probably going to do hand release push-ups when we get to that. If y'all want to do a wall push-up, okay, I think they can see me enough there.
I think so.
I think
The
that's
important part.
how much. Okay. Okay. I was just going to say, how much Kate do you really need to see?
Oh,
I think
important.
it's not from the neck up then. Are you calling me a dum-dum? Is that, did she
You're
just
putting
call me a
words in my
dum-dum?
mouth. I mean, for this particular example,
Oh my, she's stuttering because she's
I had
taken
to
a road
think about my words.
and then she's Italian all of a sudden. I had to think. Wall push-ups, you could either go onto the wall, right? You're on your toes. You're going to tuck your tailbone and choose the width, lower, and lift. So the further back you go, the bigger the incline, the harder it is to press because you're getting closer to being on the floor. The closer, the more support you're going to have. We always say if you have the back of your couch, dumbbell rack, whatever, make sure you're secure. You can go here and you can dip and drive off of here as well. Okay. It just depends on where they're at today. You can try on the mat as well because Cheryl's going to be doing it on her knees. You focus on whatever range of motion that works for you. Please watch your shoulders. This is really just a warm up. What are we at for now?
10, 12.
10, 12. Perfect. I think the only thing that we want to talk about today is when you're doing your push-ups, please don't. Can you show them what not to do?
Well, first of all,
Well, preferably
like that.
Yeah, I mean, if
or
you
crossed legs.
that's where I was going. Because if
Yeah,
you
like-
do have to stay in a bit of a bent hip to get her done, I'm okay
Yeah.
with that. I like to call it the crawling baby with my clients.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're in the crawling baby pose right now, and I'm okay with it. But we want to try and sink our hips down to the floor,
Yeah.
right? The big thing is don't cross your ankles because sometimes if you do a big crossover, the top hip kind of elevates up and then you're working with a little bit of a torque in your back. So yes to both.
And range of motion, like if you have full range of motion, I think one of the biggest mistakes with push-ups or that people don't get it is they just kind of do these little pulse things instead of getting the full range of motion to actually.
Yeah. And then we call that testing the waters, right? So what we want you to do is, oh God, this is an analogy for life.
Okay.
I'm going there right now. And we haven't even started. You need to slow down.
Yeah.
You need to slow down in your push-ups too, because if you're traveling at Mach speed on these things, you're not going to feel comfortable if you fail. Versus if you slow stuff down and just kind of dip your toe in the lake and push up. Okay, I'm going to put my foot in and push up. Okay, I'm going to go up to my knees. Okay, so that's kind of how it is, right? So slow down your motion so that you can trust that if you do get to a depth that's a little bit too deep, you can sink down to the floor. You're not going to do anything. You're not that far up. Or you can probably brace yourself and get yourself out of the situation. But if you're rushing through it, you're probably not even present to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Are we going to go deep on today's class? Can we have some
I just
fun?
never know. We just never know.
None of it's scripted. All I know is we should probably.
Clearly not scripted. Clearly.
I'm not a screenwriter by trade. This is true. Although one of my degrees is in film.
Although the lighting's better today.
All I need is time. I just need some
You
time.
should see what like all the lights around here now.
There's a
like,
lot of lights.
It's fun. And weights.
There's a lot going on. Okay, let's
We're
get
alive.
started here. It is 10:14. I'm good with that. We're rounding up. Cheryl, do you want to get ready for some push-ups?
I do.
Right. So I've already showed people how to do them on the wall. I'm going to go to the timer. I'm going to join you on the floor. I'm going to go into a full push-up. Oh, oops.
What are you doing?
My big finger did a boo-boo. What's going on?
There's just like this hair that I have.
Well, they're not going to
Thank
see
you.
that.
I know, but it was just bothering me.
Okay. So I'm going to go on the outside of my mat. I'm going to go onto my toes, right? I'm going to tuck my tailbone, squeeze my bum cheeks. So what I'm going to do is lower to the floor, lift my hands up slightly, and then press up with a straight body. Now, what are you up to over there?
What do you mean?
What are you doing over there? I can't see you.
I am doing a modified on my knees. My hands are under my shoulders.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of ensuring that I'm not feeling any pain in my elbow
Okay, perfect.
right now.
Right on. So again, there's so many ways, and I know so many people do not like push-ups because sometimes you try and go all out on them, and it's just not where your body's at right now, right? So modifying with angles or just modifying with the length of your body, right? Making things shorter by being on the knees. I love hand release push-ups because it gives me a range of motion, so it opens up my chest and it warms up my shoulders. Okay, it's a full day of shoulders tomorrow.
Yeah.
She knows, she's been talking about it.
It's not my jam.
We're gonna make it your jam. Back on the mat. Okay, round 2 on these. So again, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes. This is the position that we always want you guys to be in on plank as well, right? So we're focusing on bringing our tailbones around and front forward underneath ourselves. That's gonna make your spine nice and straight. Take out that curve of your low back. Goes the breathing, okay? So let's inhale. As we come down, exhale or hold your breath as you push up. I'm starting to sweat. I'm so glad to be back. It's almost like I'm not even used to being back yet. Like I'm happy to be back, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like we're doing this every day again. Like, you know what I mean? Are you there?
Yeah.
Jeez, I thought you had. there was 2 options at that point. She'd either passed or she'd fallen asleep. Are you
my ring in?
Are you there? Round 3. Let's go. If you guys are having trouble with your wrists, you can always grab dumbbells. I'll show you right now. Place your hands, go ahead on the dumbbells, okay? And then come on down and you can push up. So what this does for people that have a bit of an issue with the wrists, it makes you be able to keep your wrists flatter. So you're not having that big bend.
Or I'm just on my knuckles right now too.
Oh, yes, like the martial arts stuff. I love that. I always wanted to be a martial arts person. I never took any steps to actually accomplish that. I wanted to be able to like kick and stuff. Inhale to exhale. We have some mixed martial arts people on the platform. They could bring you down with one finger.
Just a stare.
Well,
the beast, she could just bring you down with a stare.
Okay. No, she couldn't.
Phenomenal.
She's so sweet.
Yeah. But I think if she turns it on,
she would whooshy finger you. She would poke you somewhere and you would just fall over. Last one. I'm going to take these dumbbells out of the way. Back on the ground. Okay. Here we go. So last round. So let's pick it up a bit. I know that Mitch is out there. I know that Steffi's out there. Carol's out there. Jackie's joined us. Mandy is back. There's so many people. Steffi is online, right? Up and through. I know that Sarah is out there as well. Oh my God, I'm growling people's names.
Sarah. Poor Sarah. What did I do wrong?
Every once in a while, I get a little bit like that. So just stay with me here. Inhale to exhale. Last round. Body is up. Oh God. It's getting hard to move now. Big push through your palms. Breathe in as you come down. Exhale, press up. That voice is stuck with me right now.
Sarah.
Chest press with an elevated torso. I'm going to grab the band. Cheryl, what are you grabbing?
I'll grab 20s.
Behind the back we go. Roll down. Okay. If you can come up into high bridge, tuck your tailbone, press up. Palms come from the middle of the chest, and then they come front forward. Meaning that when you do pick up, oh God, I can feel that in my shoulders.
Oh, I'm so tired.
When you pick up your weights to begin the exercise, keep them together in your middle chest. Push them up to the ceiling and then do this position. Now we're staying with the chest press. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you guys know I friggin' love this move. This is the one that we can move some mass on. Okay, again, in proper form, making sure that your hands stay over your chest. So keep them away from your chin and your throat as you push up and through. Face your palms together, bring your weight down, roll your spine down. And if you want to go a little bit heavier, now's the chance. Okay, I'm going to try 25s. I don't know.
I stick to 20s for all my round.
Yeah.
Like the push-ups pre-exhausted quite a bit.
Push-ups.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal. I'm already grieving the loss of this series. I'm already thinking like we only have less than 4 weeks.
Because you live in the future.
I live in the future.
I'm in the present.
Oh my God.
I'm right with this mood going, oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm not even. I'm like, oh my God.
Come
just think,
back to the
in
present.
4 weeks, think of how much
No,
stronger
think
we're
about
all gonna be.
today. We still have
No.
like 6 more exercises.
Oh, guy, I can't. I love it.
You can.
We should do another contest on what the next series should be called. That was good last time. Remember when Don Wallace chose that? Stronger Together?
Yeah.
That was nice. Dumbbells face center chest, drop them, roll it up and through. I'm going to try some 30s. The shoulders feel a little peckish.
Oh, yeah.
But meaning that they haven't been pushed a little bit. They don't feel, and you will notice I struggle a little bit to get in position with the heavier dumbbells, right? So what I mean is you're going to see that when I grab those heavier dumbbells, you're probably similar. It may take a little bit longer to get up and through. So I might only get like 40 seconds of work. I'm okay with that. I'm lifting more mass. Do not rush. Proper setup. I'm going to bring myself back up into high bridge on this one. See if I can hold it and squeeze it up and through. So again, if you can't do high bridge, oh geez, that negative movement, it's the lower down. Oh, you're moving and alternating. I like it.
With it held up.
Dumbbells
So I'm
face
still
center.
challenged, but
Roll it down. Okay, so let's do one more. I'm so glad we did chest on day 2. I'm so glad we did back and then chest. Those 2 big upper body muscle groups. Roll it down. Push up. Again, if you want to come up into high bridge, right? If you feel like you have more power or that it's just more comfortable staying on the flat, stay on the flat. Inhale to exhale. We have to touch base with Carly too, making sure that she's all hooked up. And Haley, oh my God, there's so many. But I definitely want to get those comments up and running. I know Tina is on the platform. She's able to comment easily.
I bet Carly and Haley are feeling very nice right now because you're like, Carly,
oh,
Haley, Sarah.
Oh, did I do that?
I'm feeling bad for Sarah.
Oh, Sarah knows. Sarah knows I love her.
There's probably a Sarah out there that's trying this for the first time, like, I don't even know you guys.
Leave my name alone. Pectoral fly. I'm going to show you how that looks like with a band. Same technique. You're going to roll down, stay flat on the ground on this one. Make sure your palms face the middle. Soft bend in the elbow as you open up, and then shut her back down. I'm going to scoot up a little bit because I have a dumbbell. Okay, so we're going to squeeze it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 2 my friends using a band right now. Oh my gosh, give me one moment. My shoulders.
Yeah.
Are you dying over there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The infamous surfer dude voice over there from the band. So again, 30 minutes a day. There's never a bell. There's never a whistle. There's consistency, but there is non-consistency. There's variety. And drop it down, right? So it's always about, I know, moving into hollow body next. Okay, so remember, this is a yes. So hollow body has us rolling down, team. Our legs are as the same height as our torso. If you're able, you can place your arms behind. Okay, this is a tough move. So what you can do is do one leg on rounds 1 and 3, and then the second leg on rounds 2 and 4. So again, if you put your hands behind, it's going to make you heavier to hold your torso. So if that's a little bit too much, bring your hands front forward. You want to push your lower back into the floor on this one and keep your gaze down and in towards your groin. Okay. Again, we don't want our legs higher than our torso. So if your torso is just kind of sneaking off the ground, we want you to match it up. Now, right now, my whole abdominal wall is up. It's engaged up. So I'm going to keep trying to pull my core down. You're going to lower down. I would say take a little bit of a sec here. Bring the knees into the chest. But again, time is muscle. Back to pec fly.
Time is muscle.
Yeah,
Did you just do that?
I just came up with that one.
Wow. That's a t-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Pectoral fly, soft bend in the elbow. You're going to open it up. Please watch your shoulders on this one. This is the exercise that I have had more people come to me not while I was coaching them, please and thank you, right? And they had done something with this type of movement. It was an opening, and then something went awry, and they got an injury in the shoulder area. So I want you to make sure, right? Work whatever range of motion you have on the down, brace your core, and then come on up, making sure that you're driving your shoulder blades into the mat. Slow and controlled, bring it up, and then again, drop it down. And again, I know Carol Halt loves that exercise. 17.5 was nice. I might try 20 on the next, but hit the hollow body with us. So let's roll down, extend the legs. Buddy, I think you were waiting for the beep.
Yes. I'm sore.
Are you guys waiting for the beep?
Yes.
No, they're staying silent because they're focused on their hollow bodies right now. Okay. Can you point your toes pretty?
Good.
You don't have to, because sometimes it makes your toes like spasm. Day 2. Oh my God, this is a tough one. These isometric or movements with like holds without movement. So we're not shortening or lengthening our muscles right now. It's just calisthenics. It's just body control. And I find them super tough. Super tough. But again, you can modify with one leg. 3, 2, I would roll down. Give those knees a bit of a tug in just to stretch out. You're going to see by the end of the week, I mean, depending on where you've been on these last off-season weeks, right? The body's going to feel tired by Friday. Roll it down, pec fly. Okay, so soft bend in the elbows. Grab some 20s. This is the flex it at the top. So you can run your dumbbells parallel, right? So 2 straight lines, equal distance apart. Or if you feel a better contraction, make a V at the top. So the pinky ends of the dumbbells come together, but they do not touch. Okay, they're just coming to squeeze. Always leave a little bit of a gap in between those dumbbells so you can keep the pressure and tension in your pecs. We inhale and we exhale or hold our breath as we pull that up over. And again, try out the different hand positions. I mix it up every once in a while too. Drop it down to center chest. We're going to put those dumbbells or band handles down, back to hollow body. It's fun though, because you get a break for chest, do some core, but then your chest gets a little bit of a time to recover, yes? She's just smiling at me.
That's all I can do.
Well, so for the good news for people in the Almont, Arnprior area, we're actually going to be doing some in-person classes starting in October. So they can keep an eye on that. If they're in the area and they want to kind of scoot over and do an in-person class with us, there'll be one in Arnprior. There will be one in Almont. So that's what we've been working on. So I'm excited for that. That'll be fun. Inhale to exhale. So again, choose your poison with your arms. Do you need a little bit of help to bring your arms front forward? Are you able to weigh yourself down, placing them behind your head? Roll down, give yourself a little bit of a stretch. I can feel that in my low back and my kind of low pelvis area. I'm going to swing on up. Don't feel rushed. Grabbing those 20s. And we're going to move into our last pectoral fly. Roll it down. Now, I saw some comments come in. I didn't see that anybody said our numbers.
Oh, right.
I don't know if anybody knows about this thing that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just like, thanks for the workout. I ain't got no more time for you girls.
Nah, but it's something we can start introducing based on what we know about ourselves and how cool it is.
It just would have been fun if people like knew about it and was like, oh yeah. But the thing is though, you kind of have to know the intimate side of a human.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
The motivations that make people.
Yeah. And we don't get all of those facets out in our daily lives.
No.
That's the thing, right?
And you have to be, once you know your number,
you
have to be okay with doing the work. Like that's the thing, is once you know your number, it's like, oh, I got a pile of work to do here.
Yeah. You ready?
3,
3, 2, 1.
Whoop! Right?
My client said we need to name the class Stay Tough.
Stay tough.
That's what they said. They're like, you should name the class Stay Tough.
I agree.
I'm like, actually, arms back. Can we try and pull our spines up?
We can try.
I'm trying, but it's not.
Mine's
I'm
not
just
working.
saying that's your cue at home, right? So we're going to squeeze our knees together as well, working the inner thighs, engaging the glutes. These are seriously the longest 45 seconds when we do hollow bodies. 12 random seconds left. Come on, torso. We are moving into a parallel press after this. I will show you what that looks like with a band. Pushing that low back into the ground, knees to chest. Those are not easy. We love doing many types of core. Many types of core. We're hitting front and lower.
Yeah.
We're
My
doing
favorite is the weighted core when we get to that.
Oh, yeah. We're not doing that this week. Parallel
No.
press has your hands parallel or equal distance apart, and they are getting pushed up towards the ceiling. Again, nice full extension. Keep your elbows close to your chest and focus on the contraction. So you're squeezing at the top and then dropping the elbows back down. I want you to make sure that you're pushing your rear shoulders into the mat, expanding your chest, and making sure that your shoulders are not rounding forward and meeting each other in the front. Okay, so keep your chest expanded, focus on the contraction. This is another double for your money. We're going to do the parallel press, and then we're going to do some pulse crunches. Okay, so we're going to show you some mods too for this. So let's take those bands away from our back. Dumbbells are on the floor. Now, if you're able to, it's 1 foot, 2 feet up. We're going to reach up. You can put hands behind the head if you want to. If 2 feet is too much, you can do 1. If 1 is too much, you can do 2. You're just going to do these really microscopic crunches. So the premise of this is when you start, you want to crunch up as high as you can, but then crunch up a little bit higher. So I know when I first get into these long extended things, she just rolled her eyes at me. Did you see that? She just rolled her eyes at me. Sometimes my big brain head makes my neck tired. Yeah. So it's fingertips behind the skull, but I'm still pushing out those small crunches, okay? You can put your hands down to the floor if that feels better for you. Hands to the floor will take your traps out of it. Hands up engages the traps a little bit more. So just those small crunches. And then again, relax stuff. The good thing is on the parallel press, your head's to the floor. I'm going to try some 25s on this guy. Where's my other 25? Here we go. So again, make sure they're on your chest. Roll down. My elbows are right tight to my waist. I'm going to press up and then lower back down. You really want to lead the movements with your elbows coming down to your hips and really try and make sure your shoulders stay pressed against the pad as you inhale and exhale. And again, focus on trying to track the dumbbells or the band handle. So are you coming up and are you sticking the extension, or are you feeling like you're wobbling on your way up? So lots of things to think about. My chest is starting to vibrate now. How are you doing?
Good.
Okay,
I'm just I'm alternating, but not on. I think for me right now, because I have a few little minor aches and pains that I want to be mindful of each movement.
Absolutely.
And you know how sometimes when you're lifting 2 at once, you're not focused on.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to focus on what I'm doing, and if I'm feeling pain, adjust a bit.
Yeah, that's
instead
smart,
of just
though.
doing.
Yeah, roll it down.
Double.
We're gonna do those small microscopic pulses again. Try and keep your ankles over your knees and hips if you can. Yeah, so doing one-sided work or like focusing on right, focusing on left has like a barrage of advantages.
Yeah.
I use it a lot when a client wants to get some strength gains, right? But they can't do both weights at the same time because they don't have enough time to recover. So it'd be like right hammer curl, left hammer curl, but with a heavier dumbbell.
Yeah.
And then the other time is a lot of the time we're coming in with a weaker side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I say, okay, you know what? That left side, it needs a tutor right now, right? It needs you to wrap around it a little bit more. So don't focus on the right. Give lots of energy to the left. And that's exactly what Cheryl's talking about, right? Being a bit more mindful on a side that's struggling a little bit or could possibly turn into an injury.
And I just know when I'm moving, but I was doing both, I don't think I was working the right muscle. So I was feeling more pain and impingement on certain areas.
Yeah.
But when I do it separately, I'm actually focused on the right.
Yeah. And that's all good stuff to talk about too, right? So I'm going to try some 30s here. My back has been an issue for I think since the summer. But mitigating around that, the other stuff on me feels okay. It feels okay. So I'm just going to focus again on trying to track these. Again, keeping the shoulders down from the ears, keeping the rear shoulders deep into the mat, and full extension to contract. Inhale as the dumbbells come to the floor. Exhale as you press up and through. I love it if you can bring your elbows right to the ground, Judy, and then shoot it up. You got her. Inhale. And again, brace and press. Squeezing your glutes, pushing your heels into the ground. You have total activation on this. We're going to sit up and through. Okay. We're going to go back to the toe touches. Not too bad on a combination, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. We're going to roll it down. Again, trying to keep your ankles over your hips. You can do one leg or no legs. Crunch up as high as you can, and then do these really small crunches over and above of that. You got her. So again, what's your plan on what are you eating after this workout? We know what we're eating.
Yep.
Right? About a cup of fruit, some water, some ice, scoop of protein.
Protein.
Yeah, about 25 grams of protein. And then we're still on the collagen and creatine.
Yep.
Yep. And it's
quite a
fine for us.
cocktail.
It's fine for us. I think we had tried that several months ago, and we had essential amino acids on top of the creatine.
Oh.
And for some reason, our guts bloated out so bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything bloated out.
Everything.
Or even our cheeks were like,
It wasn't a good.
what's going on?
For us, it wasn't working. So we scaled back on that. But I really am a fan of creatine, especially for people of our age.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to try this again. Roll it down, parallel press. And Cheryl was like, okay, I'm going to try it too. But if I get those same effects,
Yeah.
For me, it's not worth it. Because you don't want to be walking around being uncomfortable. We're fine. Again, we are not promoting any sort of supplementations. We're telling you what we put in our shake.
Find out what your healthy is.
Absolutely.
Go with that.
Yeah, you're not us and we're not you, but man.
And we're different ages and ability.
And some people just don't even like shakes because they don't want to be using protein powder.
Nope.
Some people like to chew their food, right? So it's just what we're trying to say is you can't do all this work and then not eat after. You need to eat after. Your muscles need those calories, right? That fat, that protein, all that good stuff. Should we do another toe touch?
Yes.
I think that you're a hard sell today.
Oh, I'm so
Roll it
sorry.
down. Feet up. And let's go for our last pulse. Now, we are 6 of 7 after this one. Again, this is week 1. We're going through technique. We're going through some basic movements, right? We're just going to blow the dust off us. We always do what we think that you guys are doing. It's a reset because we always take a couple weeks break in between the series.
Yeah.
So week 1, bit of a reset. You get to know us, right? We get all the muscle groups down. Then we start to take it up.
New platform, new people.
Yeah.
Just repetitive a bit, but sometimes I even find when I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, I'm doing that wrong. But your little cues really help me check in with how I'm doing and going, whew, I wasn't bent the right way. I wasn't lifting the right way.
Nice. So those are always good. Thanks, buddy. Last exercise is the plank. You can do the plank on the wall. Same thing that we talked about with the push-ups, or on your knees, on your toes, on your hands, or on your elbows. Plank. Okay. So I'm on my, Trish loves to do high plank like this. So I'm on my arms. My elbows have a soft bend in them. Now you're going to notice my back may not look like the way that you're used to having a plank back. When we do plank, we really want you to focus on pulling your shoulder blades out from your spine. We want you to focus on tucking your tailbone. So you're going to squeeze your bum cheeks and you're going to take that curve out of your back. I don't even know if I can do those planks anymore. You know, those planks, I don't even think I can do them anymore. I'm so used to expanding out my back and tucking my tailbone into this super strong position. You know, when you see people drop it down, you can stretch it out. I'm just reverting back to like seeing, you're on a break right now. Nope. You just want to hold it. I'm
If
reverting.
anybody who's with their last, they know. Everybody knows you can hold a 4-minute plank. So if you were on our last series,
oh yeah, well, people may not
challenging
know
you right now.
I'm gonna show you with the elbows now. I want you to think back to gym class and remember how like the kids were like dipping their backs down and stuff like that. I don't even think I can do it anymore just because we've been focusing on, expansion of the scaps and stuff and tucking it. This is a strong plank because right now I'm going to come over here. My abs are locked in, and that's because of the position that we're in right now. This could happen on your knees. Absolutely. It could happen with one knee and one leg elevated. There's lots of variations. This can happen on the wall. I just want you to remember, tuck your tailbone, scoop it underneath. That's going to engage your core. It may actually feel a little bit more challenging because now all of a sudden your plank is more effective. 2 down, 2 to go. For those of you that had not joined us on our other platform, she's done 2 10-minute planks now.
And there's a lot on there that keep upping their ante as well. And they keep going harder. So if you can,
yes,
work through the breaks and just try to hold for as long as you possibly can.
Absolutely.
You're going to surprise yourself.
I'm going to come up on my knuckles right now just because the wrists are a little bit cranky. So the big thing with the planks is make sure that your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked. A lot of the time I see people shifting back and then all of a sudden their shoulders are behind their wrists. So just make sure that that's stacked. Again, tuck the tailbone, squeeze your bum cheeks, right? Squeeze them tight together and pull those shoulder blades. I can feel my chest working now too, getting some vibrations going on here. And I'm just going to let stuff vibrate. I'm not at risk. My muscles are just getting a little bit fatigued. 3 down, 2 to go. I bet some people, there's people that are commenting on the live.
You've got one more plank.
What? I know. But what? You guys know me.
But
I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy that finishes before the beep. I'm the guy that starts before the beep.
But you're also the guy that likes the comments.
I know. I got distracted.
Like
well, they have a flexi and there's a freaking star and a flexi.
Yeah, and it'll be there when we're done.
I hate you. There's a star and a flexi. And I think it's Jose. I think it might be Jose. Look at how I'm excited now. Look at me moving. Look at my kinetic energy because I just want to go and see who wrote a comment. Because they got on the live writing a comment, I need to understand what they did to do this. Okay, I'm just going to hold this like a patient puppy.
Yes.
Patient puppy.
7 seconds.
I'm going to make sure I'm not shaking my booty. Okay, go down to your knees. Put your big toes together. Shift your bum cheeks into your heels. Oh my God, my arms are vibrating. Arms forward, head down. Push your chest into the floor. So that's going to expand your chest, and it's also going to stretch out your low back because you're going to push your guts to the ground, push your chest to the floor. Can you feel a little bit of tension in that spine? And tension meaning that you are stretching out your low back. We're going to ask you to inhale. And as you exhale, just come on up onto all fours if you can. So this is my right hand that I'm waving at you. So can you go down on your left elbow? Take your right arm, palm up, feed it through. And if you can just rest on that shoulder or as close as you can, just gazing up to the ceiling, just to open up the middle back a little bit. So again, if you can't get all the way down, you're here. That's fine, right? We just want you to focus on gazing up, and that's going to help with the torque. Taking a big breath in, exhale, pull it through. Again, we only have a couple minutes. Left hand feeds under the right armpit. I'm not going to shift right down because I have the mic on my hat. But the idea is getting a nice twist. Can you feel that opening up your back a bit?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, she's happy. I'm just sitting here and my arm is vibrating. It's lulling me to sleep. We're going to inhale, exhale, pull it through. You can stand up if you want. We'll stay down on our mats just because the camera is positioned down that way. Arms up and just pull back just to open up your pecs a little bit. She's like, hey. I know the range of motion.
Oh, yeah.
We're still working on that.
My shoulders are sore after that.
I love chest. And we're doing shoulders tomorrow, but don't worry, I will have a warm up on exercise 1 for the shoulders. We're not just jumping in. If you're able to, hands behind the back, it would look like this, full extension down with the chest up. And if you can't do that, bring your elbows deep behind. My deep behind was going to be a beep. It was going to be beep. Beep. Beep, beep, beep.
swear?
No. It's like the 3 beeps of
Oh,
death.
it's just a stretch.
I don't swear all the time. Shake out your wrists a little bit, like you're just shake your body. You're fine. Can you loosen up a little bit more for the people at home? I'm so sorry, guys. She's not always
It's
like
what
this.
I got.
She's sweating so much. She has a drip of sweat.
We had a really great workout on Sunday, and I'm feeling it. And I showed up.
Well, did you just point the finger at the audience?
I did.
They're supporting you.
I'm proud of myself.
You don't have to be aggressive with them.
They're
just people like us.
Aggressive.
Oh my God.
And if you knew my Enneagram number, you'd know that's just not
me. Wow, nice workout, guys. It was Charles de Filme. I am not saying your name correctly. He gave 2 stars, a thumbs up, 2 flexes.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Sweet.
I love you. Thank you very much. I thought it was Jose. It wasn't.
Somebody new.
We're going to sign off. We'll be back tomorrow.
Did you kiss me?
I did kiss you, and you came in slow motion.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to go put her to bed. Go have your meals. See you guys later.
Bye.